Hello ladies and gentlemen, TrippyAK here again for another C++ tutorial, and today we're going to be talking about some variables. Now, variables are, say they're a cup, and they hold information, whether it be Gatorade, Monster, beer, whatever you like. So, variables come in many different data types, and what I mean by data type, I mean you have ints, you have char, which is, you have char, which is a character, A through Z. You have doubles, you have floats, and you have bool. Boolean's true or false, from logic, true and false. And also you have byte, which you don't really see a whole lot, but it's a type, so don't worry too much. But the most common variable type you're going to use is the int variable, which is nothing more than an integer value whole number. So the way you declare a variable is you have int for data type, and then you have to give it a name. By convention, whenever you give something a name, such as my age, you use camelback. The first letter, or the first word of my age is lowercase, then the second, say, word, age, is uppercase. This allows the programmer to quickly recognize, instead of saying, what does that say? My age. Also, you can use underscores, or you can begin a variable with an underscore, but yeah, you just do that. You do not begin it with a number, nor do you begin it with a special character, such as in PHP, the $. So right now we've declared an integer variable. Hello, and sorry about that. My dog was just barking at some stuff outside. But so you have your data type, and then you have your name. Now that's useful and all, but right now it's assigned to nothing at all. So the way you sign it is use equal sign. Do not get confused with double equals, as later on we'll explain for conditional flow conditions. So my age would be, let's just say 18, because I am 18 years old, and then we'll include a special little variable called a string. So in order to access the string variable, you need to import the string library. So then now if I type in string, I have this green and not blue, because integer, bool, float, double, they're primitives. Now anything green associates with a library, just like as we saw was cout, that associates with the IOStream library. So string would be my name. And right now my name would be, well, I mean, if you're going to use a string, you would have to put it in double quotes. So double quote, David. This tells C++ that we're dealing with a string. A string is just a collection of characters. If I did not have the double quotes and just had a char, such as char equals, well, char, my char equals D, that's perfectly fine. Or you could put in single quotes, but by convention, double quote for strings and single quotes for characters. Moving forward. Now, the reason why you use, say, variables is to hold information that's going to be a little bit dynamic. Now right now we assigned these variables, but later on we're going to interact with these variables dynamically. Now let's say we're playing a game such as Call of Duty, Halo, Dark Souls, whatever. You have to have placeholders for dynamic changes, such as your magazine. Even your gun is a variable when you talk about items or objects, because they could be swapped out back and forth. Your health is a big thing that you have to look after for, but right now we're going to make a basic census. So in order to have these variables output on the screen, we could say I am, and then my name, and I am my underscore and age. Whoops, if I could spell correctly, years old. So the reason why I put spaces before and after my variables is because it's just formatting. Because if I had left out the spaces, then you're going to see it all jumbled together and it's going to be really hard to read. Now, as you see here, when I declared or used my variable, I do not need to declare if it's an integer or a string or whatever it would be. Basically, because C++ already knows, by referencing the name itself, it knows what type of data it is and what contains. So if it's Gatorade or if it's David and other crap like that. So when I build and run, I should see, well, whatever I assigned it. I am David and I am 18 years old. Awesome, cool, sweet. Now, that is really lame because once you assign a variable, you assign a variable. You can't really change it, and if you do, then you're going to get some headaches. So I'm just going to change this to my age because I don't, not my game, my age. Because, wow, that is really messed up. There we go. Because I don't really like underscores, and I'm going to assign this to nothing. Now, you're not going to get a compiler error. You're just declaring my age and my integer. Well, my age and my name, actually, sorry. So in order to get input, you're going to have to use cin, which is the input for a computer. So let's just make a little prompt saying enter name. And before we use the end else statement, which means end line. So every time it hits that, it kind of makes a new line, just like if you were to press enter. But right now we just want to end right there without any keyword, just a semicolon, because semicolons means the termination of a line. And then, so enter name and cin, then we're going to assign the user input via my name. And you don't need to put endl either, because it already knows when you input information, and when the user presses enter, they're literally pressing enter. So we'll do that for C, not cot, C out. That stands for cotangent, but whatever. So cot, wow, C out, sorry, would be enter age. Whoops. And then cin my age. So now we have that. We have made a little BS census. So you are, and then my name, and whoops, wow, if I could get this keyboard to do what I want, and you are my age. And just now you saw cin and integer doesn't really matter because you're going to be assigning, so it's just going to overwrite eventually. The computer uses whatever it comes across eventually last I mean. So my age, then my age, it's going to assign that to here. So you don't really need to worry about it. Usually you just want to go for the first one because, hey, first one. And you are, and that's fine. So I'm going to end the line right there. And if I am to build and run, this says enter name. I'm going to enter my name. You can enter your name as well. So David, when I press enter, it goes enter age. And I'll say 18. And it says you are David and you are 18. Awesome. Now, I could have done end L and here as well, end L, whoops, and built and run. So when it comes here, you see that the cursor is now indented and under. So, I don't know, personal preference of formatting doesn't really matter, but hey, instead of having 3 lines, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of crap. The computer doesn't really care, but however you like it is how you like it. So that's basic output and input, and that's how you come to use variables in a very efficient way. Now later on we're going to explain stack and heap and memory allocation to better perform processes, because every time you call my age, you're making an exact copy. So instead of, let's say you have what is it called, the Furby, those things. Have you ever seen the movie Gremlin? It duplicates, and next thing you know, you're going to have 1,000 little gremlins and they're going to kill you. So instead of having one exact copy, you're going to have duplicates, and that'll eat up a lot of memory. And usage of memory really sucks when it's massive. And for now, that is all, and I hope you understand variables. Have some fun with this little census program, and next thing we'll do is some more variables and some math. That is all. See you next tutorial.